Hi. What's going on, people?
Hey.
Hey.
I'm Sophie.
Hi, I'm KLRubin, and we are Katie and Sophie. And we're here to talk to you today about this crazy, weird stuff called access consciousness.
Yes.
Access
It's
consciousness.
weird. It's wacky, but it freaking works.
It works.
Oh my gosh.
So we're both practitioners of it, facilitators of it, and we watch our clients have like huge transformational, awakening, profound experiences from like short 1-hour sessions. And so we wanted to offer you some tools
Right.
so you can see how this stuff works.
Woohoo. So
Woohoo.
Katie,
Yes. Sophie.
what's the weirdest thing you've seen happen to one of your clients?
The weirdest thing I've seen happen to one of my clients, weirdest. Well, I mean,
Or like, coolest. Like
what
the
about
coolest?
most useful?
Yeah.
Okay. And, oh, here's a good one. Woman I know, lung problems, went to the doctors, all the doctors, and they couldn't tell her what the lung problems were. They gave her 3 different diagnoses. She went to all the people. She took all the inhalants. She did all the stuff, and nothing made it go away. We did one session where I felt into the energetics of what was happening in her lungs, asked her lungs what were happening, asked all the questions energetically that needed to be asked, and we cleared her lungs, and her lungs are fine now. And they can't, the diagnosis they had landed on, they're like, oh, you don't have that anymore.
I love when that happens. So,
Yeah.
So you talked about asking questions.
Yes.
And you said I'm asking the lungs question, and that can be a weird thing, but we actually do. We ask the body a lot of questions because in Access Consciousness we include the body. So let's talk about questions.
Okay, cool.
That's probably the first tool we give to anybody who does sessions with us or anything like this. And the first tool is ask a question, because in the Bible it says, ask and you shall receive, not make a statement and you shall receive. So it cracks me up when I hear people do affirmations or mantras, and I know these work, but what would it create if you started asking questions instead? Right?
Yeah, this is it's a big topic. We
I
throw it out
know,
like,
I
just
know.
ask questions, but like, if you think about trying to change your entire life from, I know what's true, here's what's true, I'm operating from what I think I know is true, as opposed to living in a question around stuff, it's a big shift.
Okay.
Don't you think?
Well, it's been... I'm the kind of person, like when I see something that could be useful, I just try it, do it, and if it works, I don't really question it. I just do it. Well, I question because I ask questions, but I use the tool. And so when it started working for me to ask questions and things started showing up that I did not expect or that I could not plan for,
Right.
I'm like, okay, well, fuck everything else. I'm just, pardon my French, I'm just going to use the questions.
There's no French pardoning here. It's you and me. This is how we are. I'm an irreverent healer. She's an irreverent healer. Get on board.
Yeah,
or don't.
pretty much.
It's okay. Hey, so Sophie, that's such a great point. Can you talk more about what you mean by when you started asking questions, things showed up? What do you mean by living in the question? What does that mean to you?
So, for instance, schedule, right? So I have 2 kids, and we get up in the morning, we get ready for school, they go to school, I go to work or do whatever I have to do. And a lot of times, like, I was so stressed out, Katie, so stressed out about getting everybody at the door with shoes on, with, hair brushed and everything. And it just was not working for me. So I asked, what else is possible? What am I not looking at here? What could I be doing? And suddenly, their dad actually came up with this little game where they race to put the clothes on. So we turned everything into a game. Oh my gosh, the difference it created was unbelievable, because they actually wanted to go even faster. And it was a friendly game. I mean, it was not about winning or losing.
There were no beatings involved? No beatings, no whips, no chains, no fire?
No fire. Can you imagine that?
Whatever.
Oh my gosh, she cracks me up. So yeah, and
so when you say you asked that question, who did you ask it of?
Oh, the universe, myself sometimes, and the universe most of the time, because I know my little mind does not have enough resources to know what's available. And also, in a way, by asking the universe, I'm including my kids in this instance. So I'm including the clients. I'm including things that... So I don't always rely on me only to find the answer or to find the solution, because that would be really limited.
Small.
I only have a certain set of skills. So when I'm asking the universe, I'm including everything and everybody in it, including my ex-husband.
Right.
So it creates an energy of expansion that was not there before.
Okay, can I give an example and then
Please.
you'll give feedback about, I'm going to keep looking at the camera because we're so attractive.
I know,
It's
but
fun to look
you're
at yourself.
supposed to look at that.
No, I'm looking right there. I know, so look over there, not over here. Look over there, not over here. Hey, Sophie, here's my question for you. So here's an example for me of questions and how they work. The dog is over there and he's very adorable. So I started to ask, like when I was shifted into doing more access stuff with my clients, I started to ask, what would it take for me to have 2 clients a day, 4 days a week? Because I just wanted to see what that would do. So for 1 week, I had precisely 2 clients a day, 4 days a week. And then I noticed that the next week, I didn't really want 2 clients a day for 4 days a week. It was a lot to deal with. So I just didn't ask. And I just could, the energy of my body was like, no more clients. So I didn't get any clients.
Wow.
And so what do you say about that?
Well, so actually, you used the question and delivered what you were asking for.
Right.
And then after that, your body was created what was required for your body next. Like you didn't need to ask another question because you were already having what your body required, which was no clients.
Cool.
So the universe is only going to deliver what you want, what you desire, what you can handle.
You hear that? Universe is only going to deliver what you want, what you desire, what you can handle.
So even if you think you can't handle it or you think you don't desire it, ask again. And one of the other great questions is what's right about this that I'm not seeing? Or what's right about me that I'm not seeing?
Okay, so to clarify on that point, let's say, for example, right now in my life, I don't feel like seeing anybody today. I don't feel like it. Are you saying that maybe what I should do, but my finances would say maybe you should? So is that like...
Well, what other ways can you bring money in? I mean, clients are not the only ways.
You see this? So the next question might be, what other ways can I bring money in? What other ways can money just show up in my life?
Yeah.
Might be the next question if I don't feel like working with 2 clients today.
Yeah, I mean, I got $5,000 one day because I had a flood in my house.
It's a good story.
The insurance company...
Focus. Go ahead.
The insurance company showed up, did an estimate to repair everything.
Right.
And estimated to be $5,000, but it only cost me $4,000 to repair it.
Right.
So I made an extra $5,000, and I hope nobody at my insurance company is listening to this video right now.
Okay, wait. Where did the extra money come from?
The insurance company, they estimated...
Oh, they sent you $5,000, but it only cost you $4,000?
They sent me $9,000.
Oh.
And it only cost me $4,000.
Look at that. Sassy pants. I like it.
But I have to tell you, when I first moved into the house, I asked the house, if I live here, will you make me money?
Huh.
And it's been making me money.
How cool is that? So you can talk to objects.
Yes.
You can talk to the universe. You can talk to your body. Who else?
Yes. Everything has consciousness and everything is energy. So when you ask questions, the consciousness of that thing you ask questions of will contribute to you. That's the thing with questions, is actually you're asking for a contribution. You're not forcing anything. You're not demanding anything. You're asking for a contribution. And I don't know about you, but when somebody asks me something, instead of like, you're going to do this, works a lot better with me.
Totally. Well, like, that's one of the things for people out there who might do other kinds of healing, or you've been through therapy a lot, or you've done EFT, or you've done conscious communication for couples. One of the first things they teach is, in a relationship with someone, if you're going to be like, don't leave the toilet seat up, your husband's going to be like, leaving the toilet seat up. But if you're like, honey, would you be willing to consider the possibility of, putting the toilet seat down, because whenever I come in and I sit on it, it's cold at 3 a.m, it hurts my butt. Is that something you would do for me? Is that possible? And then you start a dialogue, which creates space, rather than you must do this or I'm not okay. So it sounds to me like what you're saying is when we talk to the universe and the chair and the computer and the house,
yes,
it's the same way.
Absolutely.
So why does it respond to us and give us stuff?
the universe wants to contribute to you more than you can imagine. And that includes the computer, that includes the house, that includes the car, that includes the birds, that includes the squirrels, that includes the road, that includes everything. The universe is not limited to what you've decided is your universe. It's just the planes in the sky. I mean, everything wants to contribute to you.
Why?
But do you ever... Do we need to know why?
Yes.
Why is a question that keeps going back to the beginning. So it's actually like a circle.
A loop.
It does not, yeah, it's a loop.
A useless loop.
The truth is, the universe does want to contribute to you. And I mean, if you look even at ancient texts and, teachings from centuries and millenniums, it's always about how oneness, we are all one, right? And if we're all one, then your energy is the same than the energy of the tree or the house or the computer. So why wouldn't you want to contribute to you?
Why wouldn't you want to contribute to you?
Yeah.
I would. I would.
Exactly.
I do. I would and I do.
So that's a really amazing tool to use. And yes, you were correct in the sense of like we function from points of views. And we function from this is how it is. And we don't even, like, I don't even notice that, for a while I assumed there's always traffic in LA. And one day I was like, I wonder how fast I can get there. And then I got to a place in like 35 minutes, and usually it would take me an hour and 15 minutes. So what else is possible that we have not considered yet?
Interesting. So let me ask you this,
Yes.
Sophie.
Yes,
this is how, by the way, when we just socialize in the kitchen, this is what we're doing anyway. I'm like, so say more about this thing. And then she says more, and then I go, but how about this thing? And then she says things, and then she'll be like, but what do I do about my boyfriend? And I just go,
That is not true.
It's not true. It's all a lie. Hey, so... questions, traffic. Oh, so here's my thing, right? People might be wondering this. And then we can go on to the next tool, maybe.
Yes, please.
But I do have a question about questions, which is, so does this mean that we control the universe? In other words, many, many spiritual practices and systems would say that God or the universe itself is in control, and we are God is the doer, and we are the sort of the puppets a little bit. Yeah. But I look like a drag queen right now. All this makeup for the camera, for the camera. Okay.
So actually, let me give them the second tool, and we'll use the second tool to answer that.
Okay, cool.
So the second tool is light and heavy.
Yes.
What's light is true for you, and what's heavy is a lie.
I got questions here. Okay.
I know.
Yeah.
So we're not talking about feeling good. We're talking of light in the sense of more expansive, in the sense of creating more possibilities, and heavy in the sense of contraction, creating less possibilities.
Okay.
So when you ask
Yep.
the thing about like the universe wanting to control and all of that, so I'll say, well, what do you know about this, and what's light and what's heavy? So for me, if I look at it, it would create less possibilities in my universe if some kind of entity or being was in control and I was a puppet. Right? So that would not be light to me. It would not create more in my universe to have some kind of being or some kind of entity deciding what my destiny is and what I'm supposed to fulfill and all of that. It's also, it would not be light either for me to be in control.
Oh.
Okay, so it's neither one. There's something else too. It's what if actually it was the kingdom of we. So what if we included everyone and everything in everything that we do and choose? So for instance, when you say, what would it take for me to receive money with ease today? So what if, when you ask that question, what if it's not you trying to control the universe and bringing you money, but actually creating more expansion for everyone? Because by you receiving more money, then, some of it you may want to spend and expand somebody else's universe, but also the actions you'll take to receive money may expand somebody else's universe as well, like sessions or, doing a show or something like that.
So when you say light and heavy, and you said the thing about it's not about feeling good or feeling bad. If I ask my body, like, truth, is it light for me? So is there an all-knowing God that makes all the choices and we're just puppets? I know that that's true or not true based on a feeling of lightness.
Okay, it's not really a feeling. And this is, okay, play with me for a second and just expand your mind a little bit more. And feeling good may sometimes actually be really light. And sometimes feeling good to me, like when I get excited, there's a little contraction because I'm so excited, right? It's like this little contraction with my body. So that actually creates less. Because suddenly, like, that thing that I'm excited about is like the answer, the one possibility that I have to follow, right? When there's an infinite number of possibilities. So that, oh, that'd be cool. What else cool? What else could be cool? So feeling good is not always light. It could be light, but it's not always. And feeling bad is not always light. So when my grandfather was dying, and I asked, is he dying? I didn't want him to die. It was not a good feeling for me to feel that in my body. But I knew the expansion was there, so I knew it was correct that he was dying.
Okay, so when you say light, you're talking about expansion. An experience energetically in your body of expansion.
Yes, so I know for some people that may be strange. And trust me, when I came to Access, I knew nothing about energy. I was like, whatever, that's just, I wanted the pragmatic stuff. I had really no idea. So just play with it. Like, what if actually you were a kid and you played with this tool and you were like, oh, I wonder what that would be like for me to feel energy, for me to feel lightness, or to have light or to have heavy. What would that be like for me? I know when Katie sometimes asks questions of her body, you do this thing where you're like, body, show me what's yes, what's no. So even for the same person, it may not always be the same either.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just have to play with it. Hey, what if we played?
Yeah, like what if it was fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, we did light and heavy.
So the next one would be, who does this belong to?
Okay. Who does this belong to? All right. So the tool we're going to talk about now is who does this belong to? I have a good example about this.
Please.
And then we can talk about other stuff. So I started this practice every morning. For the whole entirety of my life, when I have woken up in the morning, I have felt heavy. And it comes in a different variety of shapes. Sometimes it's depressing. Sometimes it's like anxiety and I gotta do all this stuff. And sometimes it's just like memories from the past or like dreams that are staying with me from the night or whatever. I just wake up like a mess.
Yeah.
So I started to ask, because of some tools I learned in Access, in the morning, truth, what is this? And I would feel into where the heaviness was in my body, sometimes in my belly, sometimes in my chest, sometimes it's here, sometimes it's back here. Then I would say, can I change this, right now? Then I would ask, what do I need to do to change it? And I get a sense of which tool to use and apply to change it. A lot of times for me lately, the tool that's working for me, I'll wake up in the morning and I'll say, truth, who does this belong to? Which is the tool we're talking about. And as soon as you ask the question, who does this meaning the energy I'm feeling now that's heavy and shitty, who does this feeling belong to? If it's not yours, it will immediately get lighter and just dissipate. Yep. So a lot of times in the morning, if I just wake up and go, truth, who does this belong to? It just, and I feel it. The key is you got to be with it. In my personal experience, yeah. You got to like drop into where it is. Like, let's say you're feeling fuzzy around the eyes. You got to feel the fuzzy and go, who does this belong to? And then boom, 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 you'll watch it dissipate.
Okay, so let's explain why we're using this tool.
Okay.
So Katie?
Yes?
How much of your thoughts, feelings, emotions are yours?
I don't remember the number. 98% is not mine.
Yep, that's right.
Did you get that? She just said, this lady with red lipstick said, 98% of our thoughts, feelings, and emotions don't belong to us.
Sorry, and I know, okay, so this is interesting. I know a few people who get upset with me when I tell them this, right? Because you really want your thoughts to be yours.
Right.
The truth is, you're like a psychic sponge, and you walk around, and everybody has these things going on in their heads that are not theirs, but you keep picking them up. So you hear somebody walking by, and they're like, oh, I'm bored, and because it's not always... we don't always hear right either. You hear, I'm a whore, and then you feel bad about sex or something. Oh yeah, it happens.
I didn't know you could mishear the shit.
You mishear the shit too.
Wow.
I know.
Learning stuff every moment, everybody. Wow.
I know. So the thing is, and also as we talked about, objects have consciousness, and sometimes somebody's energy will be left there, and you'll just pick it up, or you're driving. Oh my gosh, this is my favorite.
I have a good one with this too. Yes, neighborhoods, right? Areas.
Oh my gosh, there's a chunk of a freeway in LA. It's like no matter what, I know it just, I feel terrible when I go on like, there's like 4 or 5 exits. Ugh, I'm always puck and pod.
Which is a tool we'll talk about in a minute.
Maybe.
Or not.
Or not. But the who does this belong to? Okay, so when you ask who does this belong to, like you said, it will, if it's not yours, it will go away. And 98% of the time, it's not yours, okay? The 2% of the time it's yours, then there are tools that we can discuss later in private sessions to get rid of the 2%. But when you ask who does this belong to, that actually returns it, and you don't need to know. That's the cool thing.
Right.
You don't need to know who it is.
Right.
Just asking the question, the universe will kind of take it and return it.
Okay.
And you can also say return it to sender with consciousness attached.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I do that a lot. All this energy that I'm feeling right now, this ickiness right here, I'd like to return all that to sender with consciousness attached. She's disappearing, everybody. Bye-bye. And look at that, we switched sides. That's going to be an editing nightmare.
I like that.
I like it too. So, for example, I have that too. There's a certain stretch of the neighborhood next to where I'm living now that every time I drive this one block, I feel depressed, like suicidally depressed.
Yeah, well.
And I ask, truth, who does this belong to? And it goes away. And then if I drive another block, I don't feel that way anymore.
That's right.
So how awesome, though, that this is the gift of awareness and consciousness. Like being willing to be present with what's occurring for us allows us to notice these things and not just assume that they belong to us. See, everybody's out there busy running around, get to the gym, get to work, go on a date, come home, take a nap, make money. You're so busy doing what you think you got to do, you can't even perceive what's actually occurring in the moment.
That is so well said. Listen to that again. If you have to rewind and just listen to it again.
Such that if you can find a way to slow it down and not look like a drag queen when you put on blush, if you can find a way to slow it down enough that you can perceive, know, and receive, and hear, and feel what's actually occurring for you, then you can start to apply these tools. It's only when you're here in the moment that asking a question of the neighborhood you're driving through is going to work for you.
That's right.
If you're in your head, or if you're 3 years ahead of yourself in time,
That's right.
this is not going to work, and you're going to be like, those ladies are crazy.
But it's very simple. Basically, just be aware of your body. Like one thing I do if I'm in my car, I will go and like notice how my butt feels, right? Because right there, it just brings me back to this present moment, to my body,
right,
to where I am right now. And the awareness will come instantaneously.
Here's another cool thing, going back to the previous tool. If you can, speaking of your butt in the chair, I learned this from Dane here, one of the people the 2 head folks at Access Consciousness. I don't know what his title is. I don't care.
Co-founder.
That. He talks about, you could talk to the chair you're sitting in, the consciousness of the chair, and you could say, chair, what would it take for this experience of sitting to be more comfortable for me right now? And the chair will mold itself better to your ass.
Oh, gosh, yes.
I do this all the time now.
Me too.
Anytime I'm uncomfortable, I'm like, chair, what would it take for you to make me feel comfortable sitting in you?
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
Or like when you're driving.
Yeah.
Long periods of times.
Yeah.
I'm always asking, hey, what, like foam seats.
Yeah.
All right, so we gave you 3 tools that really, if you apply these tools, you could change everything and anything you want. So asking questions.
Asking questions.
Light and heavy.
Light and heavy.
What is light is true for you. What's heavy is not true for you.
And when we say light, we mean around which thing is there expansion as opposed to contraction.
That's right. Or more possibilities instead of less possibilities. And then the third one was, who does this belong to? Okay?
Right.
So with those 3 tools, you can literally change anything you like. And when we work with people in private, we will use these tools, and then we'll go deeper. And we use sometimes our awareness because, hey, I'm the first one to call Katie, hey, Katie, okay, this is going on in my life. I can't see the head, the top, the bottom. I don't know. Help me out.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just need somebody outside to just ask you more questions so you have a different perspective.
Right. And that's one of the biggest things is like, there's a saying they say in the coaching industry, they say, it's not that you need coaching to do the things you want to do. It's just that you don't, it's not that you have to have it. It's that you don't do it without it. In other words, healing sessions I mean, this is different because this is very different from coaching, because what we do in private sessions with you is we actually clear away permanently and forever any energy that is blocking you from being able to move forward in any area of your life in any moment on any topic.
That's right.
So there's energy behind the energy you're experiencing here that is messing with you sometimes, not all the time, sometimes. And if it's there, we can go in and energetically pull that out so you can move forward with ease and joy and glory. Yes. The point is the energy is stopping you and we want to clear it.
That's right.
So whatever form it takes, if you killed 10,000 people in a previous life, nobody cares. Nobody cares. You know how many people I killed? I'm still clearing all the people I've killed and all the feelings they've had and I had and the judgments. I probably killed her a few times. There's no judgment on it. It's just shit that happens. So, but the point is, let's clear the energy of it that's keeping my life slow and hard and heavy.
Yeah. And like I said, even though we're talking about energy, this is really practical. And I use it with my kids. I use it with traffic. I use it with my finances. I use it with all kind of stuff. My parents. I mean, all kind of stuff. And one of the greatest joy that I have is working with people who suffer from depression.
Me too.
Because I suddenly feel how light their life is and how now new possibilities showing up that were not there before. And it just makes my heart sing. I love
beautiful.
it. Love it. So thank you for watching. And if you'd like to contact us, okay, where do people reach you?
To reach me, to do private sessions, or just to ask any questions about what this is, you can email me at KLRubin@gmail.com. That's K as in kiss, L as in love, RUBIN @gmail.com.
That is such a cute way of saying it. Okay, as for me, if you'd like more information, go to breakdownthelimits.com, and my email is info@breakdownthelimits.com.
And for the Americans watching, that's break down the limits. There's no brick involved. There's no brick at all. Sophie's very French, and we enjoy this about her.
BREKDOWNTHELIMITS.com.
Break down the limits. You heard it. It was clear. What's your problem? Don't be a dick. All right, we hope to hear from you soon, and this has been fun, and we hope you have a really good day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.